So now we happen to get the enter lat along from the user input. That means this is where we start to put the logic to return the result and update the table view, right, to get the result back. So enter get the text. Now we need to declare, we have to use latitude, right, from the user input, and longitude from the user input. So from search key.getText here, you should be able to do substring, right? So let's say, but of course, for your extra credit, search key can be anything. Can be like hospital name and so on. So I'll leave it that up to you, to how you're going to do that. Alright, so this is going to be, let's say I'm going to name key, then that's not the same name. So key should be equals to this guy here, .get text. Now from the key, we should be able to do substring, right? Or we have something like split. Let's see what split gonna do. Can we split at the comma delimiters? Because user may enter with a comma. So for now we assume that we have to take care of the validation of the search key input too later on, right? But this one I just make it simple for now. Because the key that the user, so I'm going to put a comment here. So you normally have to first check if key is coordinates, right? Or then you see that if coordinates, what you do, you pretty much just do like coordinates way, right? And then like else like, or if like hospital name. So you have to put the logic how to do it here, right? Then you do, right? And do if else here, right? If like phone number, like what you do. If address, what you do. Make sense? So I'm not gonna spend time on that logic. Okay, I'll leave it up to you. You already know how to do that. If it's number, right? If it's right with the comma, then it's right. Coordinates. So now we say, okay, we're going to focus on, hey, if it is coordinates, we're going to do this, right? Coordinates, right? So if it's coordinates, then so I'm going to say if coordinate. I'm going to say boolean type. Now I'm going to set it to true for now, right? Your logic has to turn it to true or false, then it's getting to this condition to do or not. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to focus to say, hey, this is the coordinates. Alright, so I'll let you add the logic right here. That's up for extra credits. So if coordinates, so let me verify if key.split is actually going to be what we need. So key.split, so what split returns? We should do unit test, and we don't have to keep doing test. address is an array. Okay, so I get it's written an array, so that's the lat, right? The first one is lat. So meaning that this will get into latitude, and the other one is longitude. At index 1. Let's verify again. So let's verify why did I use if it's coordinates, right? I'll leave the logic up to you. You check if it's coordinates. If it's coordinates true, then it's going to do key.split. And key.split pretty much is going to split by the comma if the user use comma for coordinates. So we get it's print out lat long for us. But again, you have to make sure that user may not put comma, it could be space. Then you can just do validated if again here. By just look at the key search and see if there's a comma or not. If there's a comma, do the split comma. Else you just split by space or things like that. If you want to make your search text field more like support to any format. Just like more intelligent like Google search, right? Now we have lat long, so from there we can just do search and map to BST. We just search by, we already have BST, right? So we're going to use BST and search by key, right? Now we have to revise our look at our BST when I search. Compared to hospital, is it using, because when you search you use compare to key, so it's depending on the model which is hospital. Hospital, is it using latitude to do compare to? So look at compare to, yes, and then longitude afterward, right? Because we decide that way. Now if you do search by hospital name, then you have to modify this, right? Or you have to think about how you want to do that again. But now just focus on this one. This is the other one is your extracurricular part. So now it's already taking care of that. Then I only get into BST to do the search key. How do I use BST? Just call BST. This is an example of BST, right? Instantiate BST3 here, right? But if you instantiate, you get a new BST object. You're not going to be able to find that. You need the same object back. How do you get a BST in here? In your controller? I think you need BST is created when you do the view, right? So you need the method to get this BST back. So this should make it as public. I mean private to the class, and then you have getters. Right, and then you can generate codes for getters. So if I have getters, then I should be able to get my BST back, which is on my controller. I already have the hospital app, and hospital app is updated when we do the load, right? And instead it's no longer null, because if you remember that this controller show hospital view, pass that view into set hospital app, and set hospital app already know this is instance of view, which is holding that BST. Then BST is no longer new. So inside our logic here, we can just say hospital app. So hospital apps just represent your view dot get the BST. Now we have BST in here, and then we can search, right, if it contains the latitude. And let's see if contains. Let's review our BST. Is it return the object back, or it just say true or false? Where's our BST? It should be under utils, right? So our operations are here. It just say true or false, but I want to get them, right? I want to get the elements, and it has to be an element that you search. Like now we are looking at it. It is not an element. It is the whole. So the key that we have to provide should be an hospital object. So that's why we can't just say latitude to search. We have to create a models like for hospital to search. So in this case, we search by. Like now, it's not a bad idea to create the overloaded constructor. Then you don't have to provide all the default name in the hospital. You can just do overloaded by string latitude, by coordinates, and the object can have, you set the latitude, right, and longitude here. Where we create is create lat and long, and the rest is just the default as empty. Now back to controller. Now we're going to say hospital key equals to new hospital with lat and long. So now we can pass the hospital key to search. Okay, so let's see if it's returned true or false. So it's supposed to return true, right? If it does match, exact match. Alright, so let's test that. And we're gonna have the same key again. And we'll put into search, and let's see the result. True. Found it. So let's see if I put different key. False. Right? If I put same key. True. Now we found. We just return an object that we found. Then we just do get instead, right? And the get should take care of contains already, I guess. We need to write a code again here. At this point, we can just do get and check it.